Hello, everyone. Good morning. Pastor Johnny asked me a while ago if I'm nervous because last month, Pastor Jack asked me to speak for 10 to 15 minutes. Well, I can speak for one day, so you need to cancel your dinners. Really appreciate, Pastor. You make my wife nervous last month. So, well, I'm Menald Gumallaoi. By the way, I'm married to a lovely lady there, Marfin Alma, and we are blessed with two lovely kids. Some of my friends, Filipino community, are here just to get the nerves out from me, probably. But first of all, I would like to take this moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to Pastor Jack, Pastor Jonathan, and your family, to the whole member of New Life City Church, the leadership, and also I would like to thank Tommy and Alan because back in 2021, I also lost my father. And this New Life City Church, they showed their support, their presence, their kindness, unconditional kindness towards my family. And I'm forever grateful for that, Pastor. Christmas. What is Christmas, to be honest with you? I mean, this gentleman can sing Christmas songs, and I would love to hear from him again. But Christmas is about the birth of God's Son, Jesus. It is about how He came to give us love, hope, and joy. That message doesn't change from year to year, isn't it? Where there is so much bad news and devastation in the world, this is good news worth celebrating. It is a story worth sharing. So I'm going to share to you two stories today. The first one is about a couple named Charles and Elaine. When Elaine was diagnosed with advanced cancer, she and her husband Charles knew it wouldn't be a long time until she'd be with Jesus. They had always treasured the promise of Psalms 23 that God would be with them as they journeyed through the deepest and most difficult valley of their 54 years together. After the diagnosis, they took hope in the fact that Elaine was ready to meet Jesus. Having placed her faith in Him decades before, as his wife's memorial service, Charles shared that he was still traveling through the valley of the shadow of death. His wives in heaven had already begun, but the shadow of death was still with him and with others who greatly loved Elaine. The second story is about a painting. A painting called Checkmate. There's a painting that once hung in the Louvre Museum in Paris, painted by Frederick Moritz August. Today, the painting is popularly known as Checkmate. You can see it in the picture. It is now in her private hands, having been sold in a Christie's auction in 1999. The painting depicts two chess players. One represents Satan in your life, on your left side, who appears arrogantly confident. And the other player is a man who looks forlorn. Now, the problem with this painting is that if Satan wins, he wins the man's soul. This beautiful painting represents the final game of a man who lost against the devil himself. One day, a grandmaster walks into this museum. A grandmaster in chess. And as he was enjoying all the paintings like the Mona Lisa and other famous painting, he came across to this painting. And because he's a grandmaster, he knows chess. He took an observation with the piece in the board. And then after a long observation, he called the curator of the museum. And then these questions he asked. Why is this painting called Checkmate? So the curator asked him, why not? I mean, the devil himself is winning. He called the last move checkmate. But then the grandmaster said, the title is wrong. The curator said, why? Why is it wrong? Because while I'm observing all the pieces, the grandmaster said, there is still one move from the king. And this one move will change the destiny of the game from losing to winning it. This is happened 2,000 years ago, brothers and sisters. Human history is losing the battle, and it seems that sin is winning. No hope, no redemption. Spiritual darkness embraces the atmosphere. Spiritual darkness embraces the very foundation of creation. And mankind has no chance of saving his or herself or her soul. And it seems the devil is winning. Mankind has been condemned to eternal punishment, whether we like it or not. But our King of Kings made his final move, made his one last move when he gave his only begotten Son. That's why we're celebrating today. This Christmas, you've heard that Jesus is the reason for the season, isn't it? But there's another reason for this season. That's you and me. We are part of the story. Because his love, God gave up someone precious to him for you and for me. That is why we should be reminded, brothers and sisters, that when we open our gifts under that Christmas tree, God gave the ultimate gift for us all. We should be reminded that when we turn those Christmas lights, those lanterns in our Christmas tree, in front of our home, at the back garden, in front of our Christmas tree, the King of Kings gave us the light of the world as a light into our feet and as a lamp into our path. As we travel to the valley of shadows, where can we find our source of light? John declares in John chapter 8, verse 12, God is light, and in him there is no darkness at all. And that same gift declared that I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. We should be reminded, brothers and sisters, that when we eat our Christmas dinner, maybe tomorrow, and some of us probably tonight, with our loved ones, the ultimate gift and the light of the world stands and knocking at the door of each heart. And if you will let him in into your life, he will dine with you as you with him. And this is his promise. He said this, not me. He said, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your soul." My prayer, our prayer, my family's prayer this year is that instead of worrying about what's under the Christmas tree, just maybe grateful for whose is still to be around it. And lastly, I'm under 10 minutes, Pastor. I would love to read to you Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. It says here, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." Have a lovely Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Thank you.